let's start on the proof of stake side, and then we'll talk about enterprise specifically. So on the proof of stake side, we really don't sacrifice decentralization or security in any way. So, there's lots of things that other protocols do that sacrifice one, typically both at the same time. So any form of delegation, like a delegated POS, any form of counsel, any form of random sampling of the validator base. All of these are either statistically decentralized or statistically safe, but they're not provably live, safe, and fully decentralized. And the way we've been able to do that is we took some of the original research that came out of Ethereum, CVC Casper, open source research that was released by the Ethereum Foundation, and augmented it. We were really fortunate to have Dr. Daniel Kane and Dr. Andreas Fuckler and members of the team at Cardinal Cryptography work on an augmentation we call the Highway Protocol, or R variant of CVC Casper, which is both provably live and safe, and really fortunate that we had a trail of bits audited. And so that's where we're different on the proof of stake side, in the sense that we're not looking for, hey, what's that little trick we do that's slightly different to get scale? We're like, no, let's just do the old-fashioned thing and just find an engineering and theoretical solution. On the enterprise side, we're different in a few key ways. And so I'd say it boils down to three. First, since we're not a fork of a chain and we built this from scratch, we ensured that we embraced open programming standards. And so people can program in Rust, TypeScript, AssemblyScript, and over time, pretty much any language that compiles down a WebAssembly bytecode, which is pretty much 95% of the languages out there. This means your standard IDEs work. You can use Visual Studio, you can use IntelliJ. You don't need, an enterprise doesn't need new tools or to hire a whole raft of new developers to learn a new language, because this will just fit within their system. We also have things like continuous integration and continuous deployment, which are really, really valuable to enterprises. Secondly, let me start with an analogy here, because I think that's valuable. The problem with the reason why cloud computing sort of saw a J curve at one point was actually at the point where you didn't have to kind of choose between I'm all private or all on public cloud. You were able to mix and match your IT infrastructure as you saw fit. So if you look today, actually, every enterprise solution is hybrid. There's some form of data that they keep completely private, and there's some form of data that they're okay farming out to, a public cloud. And this also, there's compliance reasons for this. And using the Casper network, you can have a private instance and get all the benefit of protecting data that you don't want to ever escape the company for compliance or whatever reasons, but also get all the benefit of the public network for trustlessness, audit, or if data needs to be shared across counterparties. And we think this is really, really important, because the way enterprises engage with any technologies, they dip their toe in the water and then they increase their usage. And that's where we're different. We're not saying, well, you have to be private, you have to be public. We're saying you should get the benefits of both and mix and match as you see fit. Obviously, the network itself, the public Casper network that the Casper Association manages, is 100% open, permissionless, decentralized. No one controls it. But we're saying an enterprise can have, their permissioned instance that also communicates with a permissionless open instance. And then finally, third, the way we're structured is different in the sense that, we're primarily an equity company. That's CasperLabs, the for-profit. And, we provide professional services and consulting to enterprises that want to onboard a blockchain solution. And this is really necessary, because what's very important to enterprises is ongoing support, ongoing maintenance. Without this, they have shareholders, they have customers. They cannot make a decision on what infrastructure to use without knowing that it's going to be supported long term. And we've structured ourselves to ensure that we're able to do that.